useLayoutEffect is a React hook that you might have heard of and might even get it confused with the useEffect hook. So in this video, I'll be telling you about what this hook is and how to use it, all with the help of an example. Alright, so the useLayoutEffect is a React hook that is called synchronously after all DOM mutations have been performed. This means that any side effects that happen inside the useLayoutEffect will be applied immediately onto the DOM without any delay. Well, that's very technical. Wait, let me explain it in an easy way. So as you can see here, we're inside my code editor, and here I'm using this example to explain the useLayoutEffect. Now, what's happening in this example is, whenever I'm hovering on these buttons, these pop-ups are appearing, like here also and here also. So just so that you don't get confused, these lines of code are just making this React app a bit slow, because earlier I was talking about some synchronous and asynchronous stuff, right? So this is for that stuff only. Now coming back to useLayoutEffect, if you carefully look at these buttons whenever I'm hovering them, first these pop-ups are appearing at this place and then they are sliding down or up, like in these buttons, right? Now this is happening because of these line of code. So what this line of code is doing is, it is first checking if some space is available over here or not, and then depending upon if space is available or not, these pop-ups either remain here or they just slide down or up a bit. Now because I'm controlling this React app, I've made sure that no space is available, so they just have to slide up or down. Now let's just call this sliding up or down of these pop-ups a flicker, okay? Now this flicker of this pop-up is happening because of this useEffect, because the code inside the useEffect is actually running asynchronously. So the defining of this pop-up's position is actually happening a bit slowly. So when the position of the pop-up actually gets defined over here, till then the pop-up actually renders over here, and then the position of that pop-up gets defined inside this useEffect, so it just slides down a little bit or just slides up. Now to prevent this flicker of this pop-up, we can use useLayoutEffect, because the useLayoutEffect will just define the position of this pop-up beforehand, before this code actually runs, like this code. Okay, now let me just hover on this and you will be able to see that this pop-up actually renders at the position where it was supposed to be, right? But because this useLayoutEffect is actually running synchronously, that's why I'm facing a bit of delay on the appearance of this pop-up. So let me just zoom in a bit more over here, and yeah, let's just hover on this, hover. Now you saw that this pop-up appeared a bit slowly, right? So that's why useLayoutEffect is not recommended, because useLayoutEffect actually runs synchronously, which will just slow down your React app. But useLayoutEffect is needed whenever you are manipulating the DOM, where the user can see the manipulation, such as just changing the position or just changing the color and something like that, right? Now you will not be using useLayoutEffect in most of your developments, because you will be using useEffect instead. But having knowledge of something which is actually usable in some cases is good. So if you want to keep learning more about web development, React.js, or coding in general, a sub to this channel will be really appreciated.